So, right now I'm driving, and good news. I just picked up another job, so I'm going to be busy a lot. I want to buy another car, so for the next rest of the year, virtually, I'm going to be very busy. I'm going to be working a lot, but I don't know. I may even, if I have enough money left over, because I'm going to be working so much, I want to look into not buying a house, but renting a house. I don't like how neighborhoods, the areas go to complete crap after a couple years, depending on what state you're in. I like to travel, so I don't like to just stay in one spot. But I want to be moving the end of the year, and it'll be nice to have enough money just to establish myself somewhere else. But in this video, I want to ask the audience a question. Do you believe, since the coronavirus has emerged for the past 2 years now, almost, is there a attack on Asian people? Is Asian hate a thing? Are Asian people being attacked simply because of the color of their skin, their religion, their culture, their nationality, what they believe? Are they being attacked? The answer to that question is yes, they are. It is a thing, and it's very real, but the only thing is, it hasn't just been going on since 2020. This stuff goes back, freaking, 30, 40 years ago. So I remember, this is just my first ever piece of knowledge about stuff like this that goes on. So Philadelphia, where I used to live, there was a high school, South Philadelphia High School. You can look this up. And around 2010, I was told by my father that they were just beating up on Asian kids at South Philadelphia High School. He said it so, he said it in a very flippant manner. I'm not saying my father is racist, but he said it just in a very flippant manner, where it's almost like you ran over like a raccoon with your car or your truck, and you just kind of just look at it, you just disregard the fact that you just took someone's life away. But black kids were beating up on Asian kids at South Philadelphia High School, and there was no real outcry. There were no protests. There were no riots. There was really nothing, no national news attention about that. So now you see these attacks that go on in New York City. It's not shocking that a lot of these democratic liberal states have the highest anti-Asian attacks that go on, because, just saying, criminals, products of single-parent homes, and immigrants that are trying to make a better life for themselves, that's not a good mixture. You're trying to obtain something in life while they're trying to take what you're trying to obtain, because they don't have no regard for any life whatsoever. I really hope that all Asian communities, regardless of where they come from, can all just settle somewhere where they're not looked at as the minority. Like San Francisco is a prime example of that. But look how disgusting San Francisco is. I just hope, for the safety of all Asian communities, they can settle somewhere in a state or a city, once again, where they're not the minority, where they control everything that goes on in that city. I think that's safer, because it's pretty clear to me that this is not really looked at as important. I don't think they hold Asian hate to the same level of support that they would like Black Lives Matter or George Floyd. See, the difference is the people that are getting attacked, they aren't causing their own attacks to happen. They are random attacks. They are not criminals that are being attacked. These are just regular people that are working, people from different countries, here just to go to school, just to get an education, to better themselves and to help. Because a lot of people from different countries, especially Asian countries, they study fields that are actually useful, like medicine, like biology, like chemistry, math. They study things that can be an asset to the world. But get to the point of the video. Yes, it's real. And what I would never understand, because I remember this another incident that happened in Philly where a girl was attacked on the train, and thankfully they charged all three of the girls for ethnic intimidation. But what really perplexed me was she claimed that she was a supporter of Black Lives Matter. I don't think she is anymore, hopefully, but she claimed she was a supporter of Black Lives Matter, and she was attacked by 3 black girls on a subway. I don't think you can support both. People say how you can't support evolution and believe in God. That is true. I don't think you can be a supporter of Black Lives Matter and be against Asian hate, because this is why I think so. So when you support Black Lives Matter, you support criminal behavior. That's my opinion. You support criminals that are being killed by the police. When you support when you're against Asian attacks, Asian hate, you're against criminals attacking random people simply because of who they are, where they come from. You can't support criminals and be against crime. That to me, that's a contradiction. It's like what's the girl, the Olympic chick, Eileen Gu, if I said her name right. Like, how can she be against anti-Asian attacks and she supports Black Lives Matter? I mean, statistically speaking, African Americans are responsible for most of the attacks that are going on with Asian people. So I don't understand, how can you be against criminal activity but support an organization that basically, like, they try to uplift criminals that are being killed by police. And there's always they don't, like, their criminal history should not matter. It's the value of their life and the principle of how they were killed. Like back in the day, man, when people committed crimes, when people broke the law, there were no protests and marches for their death. Dr. King would not march for someone like George Floyd. I mean, the guy barely wanted to. There was a girl, if you remember, there was a female who was the first person to not give up her seat to a white person on the bus because she was pregnant. Dr. King did not want to march for that woman because she looked bad for the movement. I mean, you have a pastor marching for a woman who is 17, not married, and she's pregnant. That looks bad for his movement. But I'm kind of all over the place with the video. Yes, Asian hate is very real, and my solution of ending it, because I feel like where you live, you are more susceptible to violence. If you live in a liberal, democratic city, you are more susceptible to violence if you are Asian. If you live in New York, Philadelphia, Chicago, the LA area, you are more susceptible to being attacked by just based on who you are, because criminals, they roam places like these, you know. Like I said, I think that the Asian community needs to come together and settle somewhere in America. Stay here. I'm not telling you to leave, but you need to settle somewhere where you are the majority, where you're respected, where you're not having businesses that are being robbed. Because it's true, they set up, you know, businesses in black communities. I think that is very dangerous. I think that is very look, you gotta make, I understand, you wanna get rich, you wanna make money, but that's a death wish right there. That is playing with fire. That is playing with fire. I'm 100% against everything that's going on to the Asian community. And I don't really know how people will take this video, because like I said, the people attacking Asian people are African Americans, majority of the cases. So I don't know what you would take out of this video, but understand, I don't support it. I'm against it. And I don't really believe in marching in the streets and protesting. I don't really think that does anything. But I 100% support any law that goes into effect to stop things like this from going on.